Okay, I'm excited to look into this.
Your ban, make it count. Another beautiful day in Dota land.
I don't always wear a saddlebag,
Alright,
but when I do, I
so
put
we have
this one in it.
Spectre. Let's check out the items. Many options here. What's your basic approach on Spectre? Like, what do you think the strength of the hero is? What's
I
your
like
plan
that.
of going?
I like that her global presence with
Ah,
Aghanim and her
30
ulti.
seconds to battle.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's a great tool. You can always farm somewhere else and let your team do stuff
Yeah.
and enjoy.
Oh yeah, it's in the bag.
So in my mind, Spectre is like one of the greatest late game carries.
Uh-huh.
You basically
Death, death, death,
outscale
death,
everybody
death,
just
death,
by the
death.
stat gain that you have.
Uh-huh.
And so all you need is some items to increase your stats and to lock down single targets and get into late game. So the most difficult thing I think about Spectre is not to lose the early game too hard. And for example, in laning stage, Spectre, like, I don't expect Spectre players to do anything crazy because like you have a dagger which is slow and that's sweet, but there's not really too much aggressive potential that you can get. So let's see what happens.
Oh, look at it go.
Feel free to use the dagger there. The damage is quite nice to CS.
To CS?
For range creeps, it's really good. And like when creeps are contested, I think this was a range creep. Let's check again real quick. Here, for example, you can draw aggro as well. Like you can, if you draw aggro, then the creeps move towards you, and they you have some distance between you and Legion. This makes it easier for you to CS, and you don't stand in your own creeps, which means that if he hits his overwhelming odds, I think that's the name, yeah, then you don't take as much damage. And for kills like this, you can use the dagger.
See.
And here again, like as soon as the lane becomes difficult, like as soon as you have two people facing off against you, you want to click the enemy and draw aggro and bring the wave back to you, and then you can safely CS it. Alright.
Try harder.
I would constantly draw aggro here probably. I think I would have drawn like aggro 10 times already.
I see.
And yeah, just move the wave away from him. And same thing here as well. As soon, can pause this like this? Yeah. As soon as the creeps go under the tower, they're gonna take tower damage anyways, and it's difficult to last at them. So if the enemy is staying outside of tower range and he can deny as well, then it's really hard for you to actually get the CS. What you can do is you can draw aggro again and then bring the creeps back here, and then they're still on the tower, but that's what I've been before anyways, and it's really difficult for Legion to contest those creeps.
I see.
Here, for example, I would have used another Spectre dagger, because the range creep was out of attack range.
I shouldn't keep the dagger for fighting.
There's not too much fighting happening, I think, and you want to use the spells that you have to increase your CS. Like the most important part about laning stage, as a carry specifically, is just to increase CS. So you should aim at, like in 5 minutes, you should aim at 25 last hits, and if you manage to get this every game, you're gonna win MMR.
Just what the doctor.
And again, I would draw aggro, bring the creeps all the way back here, so Legion can't freely move and can't threaten to attack me.
Nice try.
We may forget Radiant's courier, but we'll never. Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
If you go for kills, in my mind, there's like a scenario where you want to fight and a scenario where you don't want to fight. And it's all based around creeps. The most valuable thing on the laning stage are just the creeps that are going to die. So if creeps are low, or if creeps especially are under your tower, then they're going to die soon. And then you don't want to engage in fights, even if it looks juicy. We can later look at how much gold this Witch Doctor exactly gives. But one creep is like, let's say, 50 to 60 gold. And then you have a special flag bearer creep here as well. And so if 3 creeps die, then that's a lot of value that you're missing. And a kill is never guaranteed. Like, even if this guy is low, imagine he runs away, you miss a complete wave. This guy did, like, he would be really happy as Witch Doctor, even if he dies, I think, because he wasted so much of your resources, and he stopped you from taking last hits, which is his only goal. So right here, we have like 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a whole wave that's coming up, and we decide to go for a kill. So let's check out how much gold this guy is. This guy is 200 golds, and not even for you. So you didn't get any gold by doing this, and you almost lost the whole wave. And the next thing is that you take damage, and there's always a risk involved with it. So luckily the range creep is alive, but it's contested again because there's no pull. And usually the worth of fighting, especially with a hero that's not really mobile like Spectre, it's usually not a good trade. I think if you're Phantom Assassin and you can just like jump onto somebody, burst them real quick, go back to lane, that's a different story. But as Spectre, I would constantly draw aggro, sit back, and just relax, and try to get as much CS as possible. You want to prep those creeps as well. Yeah. Yeah, this is a good fight now. Why? Because the creeps are only arriving now. But as soon as you dive forward and you lose like creeps here again, then it's difficult. But you only lost 1 creep. Nice. Nice. I think the CS that you got in the last minute was almost the total CS that you got in the whole laning stage. So you really want to pay attention to that and boost it as much as possible. Like, you're on 13 CS right now, and you can double this in this time. And if your average of CS is double the CS that you have right now every game, then you're gonna feel how easy it is to actually carry the games, because your item timing is just so much earlier. Yeah, I wouldn't even look at this, because your only goal is to get a CS. And yeah, if they're not contested, this is really, really nice for you. Okay. So we keep laning. That's alright. Alright, I guess you TP back. And then at some point we have to make a decision of like, okay, when do we go back to the lane or when do we jungle still? Usually if the lane is too contested, then it's more farm efficient to jungle. And then the question is, okay, what items can we build in order to get there? Imagine you had like twice the CS and you finish your power threats already, and then you maybe get a Band of Elven skin, and then you can take the camps already in jungle. Because this guy's level 6 now, that's really, really scary. Like Maledict at level 6, especially if Witch Doctor catches level 6, it's probably gonna kill you. So my approach here would be to push out this lane as fast as possible, because we know Witch Doctor and Legion are here, and either we don't touch it at all because it's dangerous, or we push it out and just leave. So let's see what happens. I would even aggro those creeps under tower so they die quicker and I get the XP. But yeah, that's the result. And then I'm actually surprised that you didn't die, but I guess that's Spectre. But at this point, like, this lane is not really laneable anymore. And we have to look for a better alternative. So I guess we have to run back base, which is a lot of time wasted though. And then the most farm efficient thing right now would be this base. Triangle hasn't been that efficient anymore because the small camp has been removed. But playing in this bottom area would be amazing. You're gonna go in the lane again. At those stages you have to push out the wave as hard as you can. Like, every second that you have on the wave is really valuable. And the other thing is that you're strong enough to take small camps in between. Like, you can push out the wave, take the small camp, push out the next wave, take the big camp, push out the next wave. And like, you can farm all the camps in the lane at once, and you don't have to keep it stable. Keeping the wave stable is only beneficial to you at the beginning. Like, you want to keep it close to your tower, so that if the enemies try to fight with you, you can retreat to your tower. You don't want the wave to be here, because then they can chase you like all the way. But right now, there's no need of keeping it stable anymore. Like, if they want to dive the tower, they're going to dive it anyways. And you just want to maximize farm, so take all the camps that you can and push out the wave constantly.
So it should be auto-attacking, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
creep.
yeah. And even use your dagger. Like, use everything you have
Dire's
and
top
just
tower
push it out as
is
hard as you can.
attacked.
Because they're gonna come, and we don't want to be here right now. Like, as soon as you see multiple people, you want to farm this camp, you want to farm this camp, you want to farm this camp, and move in different directions, away from the lane. Because every second you are here is a risk of you dying, and one death sets you back further than all the potential gain you could get from the lane.
Denied.
Sweet.
This happened.
But I think this is more of because of his mistake, and it's less of a great play. Like, I wouldn't calculate with a play like that, especially if you died before on the laning stage.
Dire's middle
And
tower
again, I would
taking
push it out.
Dire's middle tower is Dire's middle tower taking damage.
Basically, I should start jungling earlier than I did.
Radiant's
And include both, like constantly push out waves and jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can really maximize your network. I think this mark of CS, 35 last hits, you could get 35 last hits in 7 minutes. And you almost take like double the time. And then, of course, like, it's not a linear scale. So, for example, if you have 90 last hits or something like this at 12 minutes, then you're not gonna have what is it, 180 in 24 minutes. You have way more, because the item advantage that you gain enable you to farm faster. So hitting those early timings is really crucial.
Radiant's middle tower is taking
I would avoid every single fight that you can get and just get get into late game items as soon as you can with Spectre.
bottom tower is being attacked. Dire's bottom tower under fire.
So I think this was the first neutral creep that you hit in 14 minutes almost. And you can really maximize it.
Dire's middle tower
Alright, now we take the camps and let him push the wave. Nice. Super nice. And then push the wave as hard as you can and take the camps again. But again, you're looking for a fight. Meanwhile, like, there's a whole jungle that could be farmed.
Tower is being attacked. Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
Flashmate!
I'm just gonna skip through this because I think once you change or once you adapt to those early game, your gameplay is gonna look really different. So I just want to see, maybe there are some big decisions that I would do differently, and then maybe we can look over a pro replay and just see how they play Spectre and see the difference of efficiency, and then we can try to copy them. Nice.
I'll take that.
Item wise, maybe Blade Mail is really nice. I think you need some sort of item that helps with the jungle, and I guess Yasha is not bad, but maybe I would have to look like what the pros play right now. We can see it later on if we catch a game, and then see if they will Blade Mail. And then you want to use it as late as possible, or like you don't want to initiate with it. You want to wait until your team fights and they overcommit. Use 1 or 2 big spells, and then you can go in and clean up. That's life. That's life.
I'll take that. Invisibility.
Yeah. So from the mindset again, I would farm as hard as I can until you get items that enable you to fight. For example, this could be Manta Basher, or like 1 or 2 items that really enable you to solo kill heroes. Before you have that, you don't want to fight at all. It's a little bit, for example, if you play Anti-Mage, you're gonna farm Battle Fury, and with the Battle Fury, you're gonna get another item, for example Manta, and then you can be active on the map. Right, get your bottom jungle.
Flashmate!
Okay.
Haste.
I like that you take Ancients. I think it's a great idea.
Dire's top tower
And
is
then,
being
like, my general approach on what you should do in a map is the most important part is to take the tier 1 mid tower and then to take the tier 1 enemy safe lane tower. And you want to get both of those towers and then maybe Roche and then the next 2 towers and then Roche and then the next and then Roche and then you can finish. So this enemy offlane is really unimportant. You never want to invest anything to push it. You can push it if there's nothing else to do, but don't invest anything in it because it doesn't open the space where you want to be. Walking up to high ground is always difficult, so you want to be in the enemy farming area, play there, take their resources, and have an opening to Roche. And so you go against the enemy safe lane usually. But enemy mid tower is done, so if you want to put aggression on the map, you can push on top. But usually a Spectre, like you rely on your team and you rely on your ulti. The next thing is again, like as soon as your ulti is in cooldown, you don't ever fight. As a rule of thumb. Alright, top tower ults, great. Back to farming. Like there's no obvious objective that you can take right now, even though it's already 25 minutes in. But now we just want to maximize our own farm without, or with like the lowest risk of dying as possible. So this could be, in the Ancient stack, or this could even be done here again. Gotta be careful in the lane, we don't see the Legion. I think as soon as Legion +1 is missing, you don't really want to show in the lane. Although step by step you're getting stronger. Aga, I think, is a great item, but right now if you have Aga, you still can't kill anybody. Like imagine you use the Aga and you use it on Witch Doctor, and then you're gonna spawn there, and then like you can hit him, but it's not enough. Like you need Skadi or Basher, something to actually get this, unless you're like so much ahead that you can afford to go this route. But in my mind, you need some sort of lockdown first.
I usually go Basher after Adam in my.
Alright.
We're actually ahead. Wow.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
We go.
Which shows you how much easier this game would look like. Like you're now ahead, but it would be so much easier if you have the double CS and double net worth. So I think just fixing that basically is gonna win you 1,000 around. Alright, and then the question is, what do? We take an objective, okay, maybe we can push top, and then let's see, like, they're gonna respawn soon and we don't want to fight against them instantly again, so maybe just Roche in. Nice. Nice. I like the condition. Well played. Cool.
Dire's bottom tower under fire. Dire's bottom tower is being attacked.
Then we can check teammate items, like, okay, he just got his BKB, I guess. So we can play together. And then let your teammates make the move. Maybe you don't even need the Aegis, to be honest. For example, if you put Aegis on OD, he can play really aggressive. People overcommit on him, he uses the Aegis, you press ulti, and you can kill everybody with low HP. I think Spectre's job is not to frontline and not to die. And I think this is just from a farming disadvantage. Let's check out net worth. Yes.
Behind.
Radiant's bottom tower under fire. Radiant have fortified their towers.
Alright. I guess the game is just gonna slowly close in. Like they're gonna take a couple towers. Maybe they make some mistakes in the team fights. Yep, like this. And then the question is, okay, how do we manage to throw? Or maybe you even win this game, I don't even know. Nice. But nice, you get some scary items now. For example, if you use this, like if they start a team fight and Witch Doctor starts ulting and you use it on Witch Doctor, that would be a great way of dealing with it. Lovely. Somebody still needs to fix top. Like top tower is the next objective that you want to take. I think it's a bit early, or like I don't feel that you're strong enough to take high ground, but you could be strong enough to take the top tower and use the farming space in between, and then just wait for the next roach to spawn, and then see if they do a mistake. Like if you ward, if you try to communicate with your team toward this area and play on the top side, then that's a great opportunity for them to make mistakes. Okay. If you fight in the enemy triangle, you probably lose. That's just what I experienced statistically, because you have to walk up on high grounds. They have usually ways to TP to it. It's difficult to see them coming, and oftentimes they have wards there. Nice, went to Basher.
Dire's bottom tower.
Nice, Doctor is dead. That's strong.
Radiant's middle tower is
Yeah, I think this is up to the position on that side, and then of course networth again.
Radiant's middle tower is fortified. Radiant's middle tower is taking down their towers.
You need to let your teammates go first, I think. The risk of you like getting jumped here, that's really high, and then the game becomes super difficult. Alright.
Radiant's top tower is under siege.
Guess that's just one more high ground fight.
Tower.
Let's see how we position there.
What a gold swing there.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
Nice try, nice try. Alright, let me see if I can find let me see if I can find a Spectre replay. And my source is YouTube, as always. Lol. I don't know any high MMR Spectre players.
I wonder how she's doing in TI.
Welcome to the Cardell.
I haven't watched too much TI, sadly.
Yeah, me neither. Yet.
But I don't think Spectre is super popular right now, because they have like super early timings. But this is no problem. I think Spectre is still a great hero to learn. Because usually, I think usually our games, they go longer than professional gameplays, because people don't pressure as hard. Okay, I got a match ID. Let's see. Let's see. 17589. It doesn't download. Cool. We did another one.
Nice skin, yes.
Yeah, it doesn't download. So we're gonna chill and see if I can find another replay ID. It's so strange if they don't link the ID in the description. On the other hand, of course, we could just look at it on YouTube. I can stream that as well, I think. But it would be more comfortable if I have it in game. This is gonna take a minute. Nope, nope, nope.
Do you play carries as well, or just mid?
I played a lot of carry before, actually, yeah. But then I switched to Invoker.
Mhm.
It's a lot of fun as well. But I still play carry occasionally. 17744. Let's see if this one
52k,
works.
what the hell?
Ah, they all don't work. I'm gonna have to watch it on YouTube. And this is Ana. Maybe this is not even the best gameplay. I think it should be alright. Sometimes he goes for the weirdest build, like when he's smurfing on Immortal or Divine. It's really strange. Strange dude. Alright. Let me stream it on YouTube. And then we should be good. Okay, let's set this up. Stream, stream, stream. Change the window. There we go. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Perfect. Alright. So I'm gonna learn a lot now as well. It's gonna be fun.
Winner. After consecutively
The fuck is that?
conquering
Chicken guy. Nice. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit, I think. Otherwise, it's gonna take for ages. And this is a 1 hour game. I don't think we have to go through all of this. But I think it shows again, like how Spectre wants those kinds of games. Like it's really beneficial for you to go in late game. Okay, so he's getting pressured, but you can see again he's drawing aggro, and this is like the only way he can get this CS and don't have to contest it. And if he would have mana, he would have daggered here, for example. Yeah, again getting creeps under his tower. Like if the lane is really difficult, you can just get creeps under your tower and try to increase the distance from the enemies. Again, probably he's gonna aggro. Yeah, here he did it, and he's doing it again. And as soon as it's not contested, you just stand there and click it. And aggro again. Okay. So as soon we saw like he starts trading as soon as there is no CS left. I'm interested in actually to see that he left the range creep standing. But maybe he thought he could kill Rubik. Strong aggro again. That's a tough matchup, man.
Yeah.
He's strong aggro again. And again. So he's constantly trying to abuse it and get some CS as well. That's going to be a great replay, I think, as well, because it looks like he doesn't have the perfect game as well. Like he's not completely stomping the lane. As you can see, he has only 15 CS in almost 5 minutes as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what items he buys, especially to recover from this lane. And he decides to go boots first. This could be due to this guy being another melee, and you just want to avoid his damage. Alright, right. And then the interesting thing is going to be to see when exactly he's leaving the lane. Okay, so we have basically minute 5, and he's hitting his first camp. Because he's like, okay, this lane is not effective anymore. It's super early actually, like he
Yeah, it seems
obviously
strange.
got bullied out. But maybe he just waits for the lane to push a little bit and to be closer to his tower. Strong aggro again. Strong aggro again. And again. Cool. He's no mana again, he probably would have daggered. Cool. Nice. He's just clicking him.
One standing.
Alright.
Oh.
I'm really interested to see now if he TPs back to this lane. Because nothing really changes. If he TPs back, maybe he can think, okay, they're low, maybe they don't have the same potential for aggression. Or if he's like, well, I could just be bottom free farming. Let's see what he does. He's going mid lane, yeah. So he just switches up the lane and tries his luck somewhere else and sees there's only like Rubik there. So now you have a free wave to CS in. And my coach told me that the rule of thumb is if you die 2 times in a lane, then you leave the lane. Because the first time could just be bad luck, like you could just be out-traded. And if it happens a second time, then there's a pattern in it, and you don't want to feed into the lane. Okay, so looking for bottom. And then, yeah, he builds into Blade Mail, which makes sense to me on Spectre. I think Blade Mail really helps you to jungle as well. And then you can stack, for example, the Ancients and just press Blade Mail, and you can farm it easily. Alright, let's skip that a little bit. He's going back to the wave, and he's pushing mid. He's taking the reach, and then probably, yeah, farming top jungle. Like, as soon as you come close to the Blade Mail, you want to enjoy some jungle time. He's playing for tower. We have to say that Ana is a super aggressive player. Like, he rarely just sits back and farms. That's alright. We got Blade Mail, like, even before the power dreads. And I think this makes sense, because attack speed is not actually what allows you to channel creeps, but Blade Mail is. And it stacks really nice with your Desolate as well. Then you can farm this camp, maybe take one more wave if it's safe to take, and then farm your way back towards OD. Okay, as soon as he's contested, we just leave. Makes sense in my mind. And then, yeah, he's farming his way back, he's taking some stacks, and then we just want to look at the direction. Like, as soon as Titanhunter has pushed out the wave and he feels safe again, you can take the next free wave. And again, he's auto-clicking it, he just wants to push it out as fast as he can, so he can go back to jungle camps. You can even see Tide blocked one wave, or one jungle camp, so he has less to farm, which is really smart, actually. Nice. And then Tide is going to push out the wave, he's going to look in there already, and he even like leaves the small camp there to get the CS of the lane first. So you don't obviously, or it seems like you don't even have to finish the creep wave, the camp, in order to get away. I want to see this again. I think this is his first ulti. So he sees the Prophet, and he sees that Global is used, and the low Slark. And yeah, I think this is his goal. So support. Tries to disengage. He's probably dead. Oof, close. Yeah. But he realized it really, really soon. Like, as soon as people joined in, like, he saw Tidehunter, and then he instantly tried to go out. But they caught him with Rubik, and then he's like, okay, maybe we can press Blade Mail, I can get myself out of this with Quelling Blade, and then, okay, I'm dead anyway, so I'm gonna trade with, like, the one guy that I might be able to kill. So, fair approach. And so we have an item timing that's, if you want to go for this build, you can just try it, I think, and see if it works in general, or if you have to tweak it, like, between the builds, and then we can look at the item timing and say, okay, in about 16 minutes you want to have Blade Mail, Yasha, Power Dreads, and this could be like a good goal to work for at the beginning. And as soon as your like item time becomes faster and faster, then it really makes sense to think about bigger map movements and priorities on objectives. Let's go back to jungle, probably farming his way top. Yep, because Nature's Prophet pushed. And we don't have ulti, makes sense as well. Next wave, and then back to the jungle, okay. People we are missing, so we're back middle. I'm just looking for opportunities to get the farming patterns in. Okay, and then he goes Manta, and then I think Radiance afterwards.
Mhm.
We can see him play a lot in this area. I'm not sure if you can see the mouse, but he's
Yeah,
playing
I can. Mhm.
from middle towards this top area a lot. And I think this makes really sense because he's defending like 2 towers at the same time, and he has camps in between to bridge the meantime if there are no creeps on the tower. So top is pushing again. We probably want to look top again, but then we have to be careful because they're not showing on the map. But those trees would be nice to farm, of course. Yes, even played my use for this. Perfect. Nice. Maybe one more wave. And then we gotta be careful again because everybody's missing. Okay, and now they fight together. And he's not instantly pressing ulti. He wants to wait for an
Mhm.
opportunity. Maybe he wants to see
Mhm.
Grimstroke or wants to see 1 or 2 abilities used. Alright, he goes for Rubik. Nice. Just one of the supports. Yeah. So that was cool to see. You really want to take your time there and don't overextend. Don't make yourself an
Mhm.
obvious target.
Basically, to just come to pick up the pieces, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
With the template.
Yeah. It's like the mindset of a carry is really greedy. You have to be like, is it actually worth it for me to be here, or is it more worth to just farm camps? And
Mhm.
then if you can't get the kills, yeah, just get out. Alright, so we know Ravage is used, and then we can farm a little bit more aggressive. We can step out, like further out in the base. But he's playing it safe, taking those camps. Maybe going for top if his whole team is here anyways. Okay, just one dagger. And he's off. And he's like completely the other side of the map. Like he doesn't want to... This is so cool to see actually what you can do as Spectre. Like he doesn't want to have to do anything with the aggression that the team is doing. Like if you guys want to take top, sure. But this is not farm efficient for me. I rather like take creeps that are pushing on other waves. Nice. And then we see a lot of people top, so you can keep pushing here, I think. He decides to go Basher first. I guess it's like the goal again is to kill the supports as soon as possible. And he's not even looking top. Like there's no possibility for him to play there right now. But as soon as you have ulti, then you can be thinking about it. Right now the team is dead, of course, so again we just maximize our farm. Maybe get this direction, maybe one more top wave, or we can move towards the triangle. Triangle is probably safer here. Okay. Yeah, he's going for another wave. Let's see. Nature's showed, so we probably want to go back. We see Ruby coming as well. Alright. They can't kill him. I would be really surprised if he does here. But he doesn't want to fight here either. Like, you just want to get out, farm the next thing, finish your basher, and then you can use ulti.
Mhm.
Gonna skip Bruce a little bit. He's gonna go top and farm the camps there. And then he uses ulti. Let's see again like what criteria he used to set ulti. So he's looking at the spells. Global silence is used, and with the global silence he goes. Alright. You could probably what is his name? Undying is the beam top. That's alright, and back to farming. And so you just consistently boost your net worth. And I think this is the most difficult part as Spectre maybe in the early game because you don't really have tools to farm. So you want to get laning stage as efficient as possible, and you want to try to stay alive as long as you can.
Mhm.
I wish you could speed it up even further.
Yeah.
It's life. Maybe we can skip through a little bit and just see where he uses ultis again. And I think what I would suggest to you is that you really focus on like the first 15 minutes of the game anyways, and just always look at your last hits after like 10-15 minutes, and see if you're improving on that measure. And if you just boost gold per minute, especially on a hero like Spectre, I think you're gonna win games. Because if you have the item advantage, you can make a lot of mistakes, and you're gonna get away with it just because your hero scales well. Alright, he has ulti again, but he doesn't use it right now. There we go. let's check one more ulti. And then I think we're good for the day.
He's not even going for a gun him.
Mm-hmm. That's also interesting how late he used it. Like he used ulti, but he didn't instantly like go to the illusion targets. Yeah, the Titanic was really, he took his time with Ravage and it paid off. Cool. But still fine, you're still alive. Probably gonna go back and heal or keep farming on top side. Nah, he's fighting. He's a greedy guy. Alright, alright. But so, like, and another markers that you have is that once you get to minute 20, you want to have, like, in best case, you want to have 200 CS, but minute 30, you want to have 300, minute 40, you want to have 400, especially on those heroes. And if you can hit those timings, then you're going to realize how incredibly strong you are. Yeah. So he's second net worth, and far ahead of Slark, but he, like as we saw, he had a really difficult laning stage. Like level 4, he had to jungle the first camps. It's great to see how he recovered. And then as time progresses, like if you don't lose the Rex with Spectre, then with time it's just gonna get easier and easier. Like every minute that passes is more difficult for the enemies. It's gonna be so difficult for them to kill the Spectre. And maybe can skip ahead to those fights. Yeah, look, he's 70-3 already. And has a bunch of items now. And like, how do you kill this guy? He can basically 1v5 people. Almost. Let's see one more fight maybe. I want to see how he uses ulti. Okay, they use Ravage. And he goes for it. Slug is diving the base. I think he wins that game. How does he win that game?
Yeah. Wait, they have Megas?
Yeah, they have Megas, and their base is half HP. But like, he's super strong. He's 18-4. He got a moonshot as well. I guess they win one more fight and push. Look at the age. What a game.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Yeah, he bought TP boots and they're just pushing. TP's in cooldown low. Okay, he has dagger though. So probably he's gonna dive one more wave or two and then join the mid lane. He goes. What the fuck? And he gets him as well. Oh, he bought back and he's just dead on Nature's Prophet. He's running the pace. What a game.
Mjolnir?
That's so close, man. Oh yeah, he has to catch the Nature's Prophet again because he's gonna TP back to his. Yeah.
Incredible.
He tried to finish, he couldn't. Lol. Yeah, GG.
Wow.
Amazing game, man. Alright, alright. Let's see if we can summarize it somehow. the most important part is to learn how to draw aggro consistently. Try to draw aggro like 20 times, 30 times on a linear stage. Always bring the creeps to you, especially if you're a melee hero. And then boost your net worth until minute 15 and try to track yourself how many CS you have. Or like maybe the first 5 minutes, we can take it really simple. First 5 minutes, try to get 25 CS. Do this consistently over the next 5 games, and then you can look further on how to include like big farm camps. And step by step, look at your gold per minute and see if you can increase your net worth, and then you're really gonna thrive on heroes like Spectre.
Okay. So yeah, thanks a lot.
Sure. Maybe so for the beginning, and then we can catch up later and look at different aspects. And yeah, see how it goes.
Okay. Thanks again.
All right. Enjoy
Mhm.
your time.
Yeah, you too.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Cool. Cool. I guess he's gonna win some games. All right.